And obviously, a 2-0 lead, looking good, results in a 3-3 with a red card for Bruno Fernandes. I think he's maybe got a holiday or something and he's trying to get banned from all competitions.
He's to be fair, again, this one
So light.
it's kind of it's one that could have gone either way. Really, you could like high foot like because he's already on a yellow. Like it's stupid for him to go for that anyway with his foot. But a high foot, you can kind of sometimes you just give the
It was
foul.
the player's reaction. It was
Yeah,
the player's reaction. He grabbed his face, and I thought they got better at like if people dived and they were booking them like upon review and stuff. But it seemingly is just meant now that you might as well grab your face and do like a dive and see if you get what you want. But him getting back to that Reds is just funny. I wonder if they'll appeal it and they'll say, nah, that was too much. Because I think if the guy got up, nothing would have happened. And
to
he
be fair,
grabs his
that would only
face.
be a one match ban though. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but they should appeal anyway because but the thing is, I was going to ask you is obviously Harry Maguire equalising, praise be, but even though I was speaking the death of him, I was like, this guy is crap. There was a moment where like we had a corner and we whipped it in, crap set piece of like the performance, and then they get on a counter attack, and you see Harry Maguire trying to charge back, but he's just such a hulking fella, and he's
oh
just
yeah,
so
he's coming
slow,
back to the quickest.
you know, and it's so funny. But do you think anyway? Do you think if Bruno Fernandes didn't get sent off, do you think that there was a chance that we could win? Because we were on like we were shooting like mad, but he took some shots that were just atrocious.
Yeah, like I don't know because obviously it's kind of difficult because he hasn't been great this year. Like he hasn't
No,
really scored at all this year. He's got a couple of assists, I think, but he just hasn't been good. He like you say, he takes a lot of long shots that he just shouldn't take. His decision making's kind of been off.
he
He's
loses his head. He loses his head
yeah,
so quickly.
he doesn't kind of look like he looks very frustrated. He looks like he just doesn't know what he's doing out there at the moment. Like it's or he's just like not comfortable with the players that he's playing with. But in general, you just didn't look good at all. Like obviously,
We were
well,
winning 2-0 at one point. Thank you very much. I think yeah.
Rashford looked better.
Yeah.
Rashford
Wow.
looked good. His first goal, even though the keeper should save that, like there's no way that should be going in. But that was he did well there. I think he had another chance where he ran through the box
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like
Ran past everyone and then
so he did look better. But like to let them back into it the way you did, like was just so poor. Your defense. I actually thought you early on in the season your defense looked alright,
look at the
but
lineup on paper. You mean? Yeah, really,
yeah,
really
over the
good.
last
But
like four games or something, they just look dreadful. And then
yeah.
Nana doesn't save anything.
He's Jordan
Yeah,
Pickford. He's Jordan Pickford. They both have this innate thing where they want exciting. They're like FIFA characters. Instead of doing a save where you're like, okay, even if you hit it with your hands and don't catch it, you hit it far away. But because they're doing these like one-handed jumps and slaps away, it's also theatrical. It's my big pet hate with both of them as keepers because like I'm not a keeper and I couldn't do half of what they can do. But at the same time, when you watch other people who are in the Premier League level, when they do those saves, they're like yes, they'll make that save. Like the Aston Villa goalie against Bayern Munich did unbelievably good save, Martinez.
yeah,
And I'm not his biggest fan to be honest, but when he hit it, he just like hits it away. Like Onana did it. Yes, it's arguably a good save when they scored the first goal the first time round, but he just hits it up and it just stays exactly where it is. So it's
yeah,
still in a danger spot. Like if you're gonna, and then when the other one came straight at him, last season he had it lots like where we were just it's where we were losing leads and stuff where the ball was just kicked right at him and it just goes right past him and it's just like
yeah. Just,
if you're at
he's
that level you should be saving those shots.
strange. I just think he's such a strange keeper. He just doesn't.
It's the way he
I,
saves.
yeah, he just doesn't. When he does make saves, he makes it look awkward, and he just doesn't. He just kind of. He always just. It looks like the ball just goes past him so
Yeah,
easily. Like he doesn't even really go for it, and then occasionally he can look good, and then he just looks terrible.
yeah, like
In to be fair, in this game, both keepers were dreadful.
yeah,
The Porto keeper had an absolute nightmare.
yeah. I don't
So
know. No, I think in the last 20 minutes we were relentless with shots and stuff, and he did make some saves. Like Garnacho, he did a couple whips on his right foot, and I thought, here we go. But
mm,
just he kept deflecting them. He did some nice like tipping them over the bar at least and stuff. But I feel bad because I sort of get we were 2-0 up. Rashford's on form. He should let him play. He should let him play it out. And afterwards, I don't know if you saw the interview. He was like, "We've got Like they were like, why did you take him off? And he was like, well, we've got to consider Aston Villa. We've got to have rested players. And people
Yeah.
are like, he's 26. Let him get a hat trick. Let him go into the next game absolutely like cooked up. But I understand why he wants to get Garnacho on because he's making him like good on a sub.
Why didn't he
But
just take Ahmad off? He could have just
yeah,
taken Ahmad off and then just kept Rashford on. But
it
I think
was.
obviously I think Garnacho's best position is on the left, so maybe.
Yeah, but Ericsson, I know it was off shambles, but Ericsson again 2 assists. He's like the sleeping agent of this season for Man United. He's got so many assists. I think he's got the highest assist for Man United in all competition this season.
Obviously, if he's starting though, like there's an issue there. Your midfield is your issue.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the whole fucking team's an issue,
I
really.
know, I know.
No, I think the goalie. I think Onana. I was so angry when they replaced De Gea on the season we got back into Champions League football. I was like, that is the most wild choice of things, but fair enough. And just like De Gea, it takes a couple of seasons for a goalie to get like attuned to it. And fair enough, you could give Onana a bit of grace and say, well, the rest of the team. It's not like he's not the person who needs to become stable with the rest of the team because it's so finely tuned. It's all a mess, but he is not like if you have a good goalie, you can work from there and da 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 da. But
Yeah.
you know, the defenses. Even Martinez wasn't having a great game, which is like he's usually one of our staple
Either.
players. Yeah, but bring on Aston Villa. Maybe we'll
But
surprise.
to be fair, Aston Villa is kind of the game where
We might step up.
you'll just step up and then
You say that 5-0, 100.
Yeah, and like usually it's like this where you go on a bad run, and then like it's like a kind of game where Erik Ten Hag, if you lose, he's gone, and then you suddenly.
Do you think so? Do you think so? Do you think if
Well,
we
if you lose a Villa and it's bad, he's done.
go on,
Like,
give me a number. Let's make a hot take prediction, like 3-0 and he's gone.
yeah, if it's like even if it's I was yeah 3-0 or more, he's definitely gone. But maybe if it's 2-1 and it's tight and they just score at the end or something like that, he'll stay maybe. But if you lost last night, he would have been gone.
Really, I think nah, because like think if he lost last night. Yeah, I think maybe you're right because he was 2-0 up, and so it's not like he was.
Away.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. But thing is though, how many managers are in this conversation of where they're gonna go, and they somehow stay? Usually, when a manager has that conversation of
It
they'll be
seems to
leaving.
be Erik Ten Hag every time he's like on the hot seat, he gets like a good run or a good
Well,
result.
he's only still here because he
Yeah,
won the
FA
FA
Cup.
Cup. If he lost that FA Cup, and not to be, nah, I'd obviously take the win. I'd never, and especially because it's beautiful because it was against Man City. We had the road to beat Liverpool there was even better. Arguably, the semi-final was a bit sketch with the disallowed goal, but we'd always take that.
Yeah,
But ironically,
You shouldn't have been in that. But yeah.
but it prolonged the pain of having his performance. It's just I don't know where I was watching. I was reading it somewhere. Someone put after nearly all these or 3-4 years, however long he's been here. I think it's 3 years now, or 4 years. But what is his style of football? I couldn't tell you. There is no that you can't like what he's trying to implement is not clear to fans. I don't think it's clear to his players. He's changed the entire. He's like think how many of the players he's shuffled out. He's shuffled out most of the staff, and now Radcliffe's come in and he's now just sacking people left right. It's destabilizing rather than cementing. And for a fan, it's just shotgun to the back of the head would be swifter and nicer from his point of this.
Yeah,
But
and obviously this is like his squad now because he's like we said before. He's spent like 600 million.
yeah,
He's had, I think, at least 4 or 5 windows, like as in like January and summer, to get his players in, and this is his squad. But obviously, I think like you still need some players to get where you want to be, but you signed the players you want. You spent a lot of money. You should be better.
he took charge in summer of 2022. I thought it was long. So that means this is his third year.
Yeah, so third year. So he's
That
already
can't be
had,
right.
So yeah, so he would have had five windows.
No, but like 5 windows. So in his first year, he got us back. Yeah, we finished third in his first year. Got us back into Champions League football, and then he went, nah, let's
Yeah,
mix
then he
it.
got knocked out.
Let's mix it all up. Yeah, yeah. And we lost to Galatasaray, and it was nail gun. Yeah, like. But anyway, it's there's the argument of that he needs more time, but it's there. Like what I've just said
He's
there.
not enough.
There is no clear vision. Do you know
No.
what I mean? Like if he was still where he is now, and there was a clearer vision of what he's trying to achieve, fair enough. And I think he's got nothing to hide. There's no point of like him going, "Well, I don't want to tell my competitors." But we're not a big six club right now. Like we're going to finish below 10th at this rate if this keeps going, and it's just not acceptable. And I think there's a certain point where you can just be the wrong guy for the wrong team, and that's what I think.
Yeah, I don't I don't see like how you can say he's just
I,
given time or anything like that. He's had long enough. Even like his early days for Arne Slot with Liverpool, you can see how he's changed things from how Jurgen Klopp played. You can see development. He's already developed Gravenberch into he's arguably been one of the best midfielders in the league this season.
mm.
So you can see development, and he's only been here 2 months, whereas Ernest I've been there almost 2 to 3 years now. And Rashford has declined. Obviously, he's been better recently, but he like there's some good things like Garnacho's come from him. Obviously, Ahmad's kind of come in under him.
But that's only
Um,
because of force injuries. Like that like Emenu and that lot. They've only come through because we've had been plagued with injuries under his management, and
yeah,
so like for every positive, I feel like there's two found negatives, and
yeah,
I don't know. It's tough though. In his first season, this is what I was just googling here on to my left. Obviously, he won the FA Cup, and but in his first season, he's won the Carabao Cup, and then he lifted the FA Cup in his second season, and we're calling him a failure.
I know. Obviously, but
It's
it's
so
like
perverted. I don't like. This is it. There is some twisted found logic where I'm like, well, okay, he's won a trophy every single season as a manager. Well, we've got to keep him. And I said to you, I
yeah,
remember
yeah.
we spoke to this just before the FA Cup, or maybe just after, and I said, and you asked me, "Oh, do you think he should go?" And I said, "He's just won the FA Cup. You can't fire a manager that's just won the FA Cup, and you can call it luck, you can call it whatever, but it's better to be lucky than skilled." I think a lot of people say, and if we wins us another trophy this season, well, would
Yeah,
like this is
like
it. So if he can
obviously,
win the FA Cup twice back to back, would I care if we finished 13th in the league? I would, but would I want him gone? Probably not, because I think, oh, well, he'll be able to transfer it, or is he just like, I don't know.
it's a bit, it's, I don't know, like it's strange because obviously you got like Unai Emery with Aston Villa. Like
Mm,
everyone says, like how he's such a brilliant manager, which he is. He's doing amazing with Aston Villa, and obviously like he's brought them back when he took over. They were in like relegation zone.
mm.
He's brought them back to like Champions League and everything like that. But obviously you look at that and you think no trophies during that time.
Same with Arteta, really, isn't it?
So, yeah, Arteta obviously had the FA Cup, but that was Unai Emery's team. So that's basically Unai Emery's trophy under for Arsenal, but whatever.
Mm.
But Arteta's only got that one, so you think like, oh, he's got more trophies than Arteta. So you think, oh, it makes you think like you're being too harsh on him.
Yeah,
But
but
at the end of the day, you can't keep playing like this. Like you got to have a style of play. You've got to have the performances. Like, and you
it's just
don't
making
win.
us look like a bunch of clowns.
Yeah, it's not great. It isn't great. Like you just don't you
How long is
don't.
that? So Arteta won that. He won that FA Cup in 2020. When did he? How long has he been the manager of Arsenal?
Teta is like his fourth or fifth year because they finished
2000,
eighth.
2019, yeah. So this is his sixth year going into.
Okay, no fifth, fifth.
No, actually, you got 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So he's in his sixth. But this is like six. He's in his sixth. It's technically 24 to 25, isn't it?
Okay, yeah,
It always runs in. But
yeah.
still, I don't know. So who would you prefer there? So would you prefer T- Ten Hag, who does it in 2 years, beats his thing what he's taken 5 years to do, and you just think, but it's just
But
embarrassing.
you can see like with Arteta, like well, to be fair, not every year, but you could see him progressing. Like
Yeah, yeah.
they weren't like better every year because they finished like eighth twice. But you can see now like they're going for the league. They went for the league twice already. Like they're being close with it. You can see the progression. They're back in the Champions League. All that kind of stuff. Like you can see them moving forward, even though the trophies aren't there. Whereas Erik Ten Hag, he's got 2 trophies. One obviously, like we said, was very lucky, but he's still got a trophy. You need a bit of luck going through football. Um, but the football is not great, and you need like that progression. You need the player development. You need to see stuff moving forward, even if it's not on the field. Like even like stuff like the academy or like the
Oh, Man United's academy player, our academy and youth squads are unreal.
but
Like
you know what I mean. Like,
I get what you mean though,
there's
but
like
the,
you need to see the whole club moving forward. Like
to put
going.
what you're saying in perspective is when you think about the Arsenal squad and the Arsenal players and all the players they adopt from like clubs from Chelsea and Man City, all of those players that are there and that come there, like believe in the process, like they
Yeah,
trust that they're gonna get it done. Like obviously they're not doing it, but they're like, oh, it'll be our season next season, and like I know everyone says that, but like when you see them talk about it, they trust Arteta, and like he obviously is a disciple of Pep, and as many of the managers are. I saw a great image where it was like him and all the like all people that he's like taught basically, who are the managers. You've got
they're all
Vincent
doing really
Company.
well.
They're all just all top managers and stuff, which is
And
quite funny.
Maresca
Yeah,
would tell you he's Pep.
yeah, and so I think Arsenal's time will come. Will it? Liverpool could be the thorn in their side this season. That's the thing. I looked at a little cheeky bet of how much Aston Villa would be if they won the league. I just when I saw them beat by Munich, I thought, ooh. And if you put £100 on for them to win, you could win. I think it's 8.5 grand back. And I was like,
Nice, maybe.
yeah. Or you could put, and I think you could put each way, put 50 quid, and you can win like 6 grand or 4 grand if they come first or second. And I was like, £50.
Yeah.
To be fair, and you know what? Like when I watched them beat Bayern Munich, I thought, "Oh, Leicester." I got Leicester vibes of like a weird season where they just pull it off. And so,
Obviously they had that result against Ipswich, which makes you also think maybe they're not quite there yet. So like,
mm,
obviously,
yeah,
like
that's true.
there's a lot of
Draw
things. That
wasn't a
like,
loss though. Point to
I know
point.
that obviously the Premier League, like as much as like obviously that result was amazing for them, Champions League, Bayern Munich, and they were away. I think they were at Bayern Munich. So obviously that's an amazing result for them, amazing result for the club for their club history. But like obviously you've got to keep the results going in the Premier League as well. So
Yeah, exactly. And that's well, when they batter us this weekend, I think we can rediscuss it. They just annihilate us, and then we can talk about how they'll be top of the league.
doing well in that game, but
No,
we'll see.
and so